Uh, Hi, good evening, everyone. All the people who have joined today on Cloud Champions 11 night. Each one of you on this call is a true champion and has demonstrated resilience and strong partnership. And for that, a big thanks to each one of you from the entire Microsoft team and leadership. As we stand today in the final run of our fiscal year, a very, very turbulent year for all of us, we were all hit by the same storm, but perhaps impacted uniquely. I truly appreciate you all keeping strong for your family, friends, employees, and our customers. We continue to count on you, on your support to assist and help SMB customers at a time where business continuity is really critical for them. This inaugural edition of Cloud Champions 11 was our attempt to strengthen our commitment towards our partners in India. Our true intent was to provide all partners with various size and journey within Microsoft an equal chance to participate and win. The program recognizes Microsoft Cloud solution providers for accelerating cloud growth in SMB. With the tremendous response we've received, we truly value that every one of you is a champion. It was a very, very close competition, and there are 11 of you who've really exceeded and led the rally. Today, an evening awaits you packed with reflection, celebration, and address from our leadership, recognition for those 11 champions, and a session with entrepreneur and co-founder of Nearby, Ankur Variku. We also have with us Mitali, who's the international coach onboarded on this program, to join and share her thoughts with you. Additionally, at this time of the year, we are also counting on you for a very, very strong close for our fiscal FY21. An exciting evening lies ahead, but before that, let's take a look at the journey of this program. So I'll request the team to roll on the video, please.
Presenting Cloud Champions 11. Accelerate your cloud business growth from SMB customers.
My name is Shivangi, and on behalf of the entire Microsoft team, we would like to welcome you to the inaugural event.
Good evening, everyone. I hope that you and your loved ones are safe during these very difficult times. It's a time for all of us to come together in solidarity as a community. It's a time to come in and also support our customers during these very unprecedented and difficult times. Your resilience is seeing us through these dark times, and for that, we are stronger together. In the previous quarter, we saw phenomenal enthusiastic participation in the Cloud Champions 11 program. The program saw over 1,000 partners across 92 cities from 24 states participating into it. It's a true testament of partners and Microsoft coming together to empower every person and every organization. Our initiatives like the Pipeline Surge Days saw over 180 partners actively driving growth and benefiting from this program. In this first phase of our Cloud Champions 11 program, you've put into place the building blocks of what we want to put forth in the coming year. I want to join my leadership team in congratulating the Cloud 11 champions, and I look forward to actively engaging with each one of you to continue with this success. Thank you.
Hello everyone and welcome to the grand finale of Cloud Champions program. I want to start off by saying a big thank you to each and every one of you. In this unprecedented year, you have helped our customers overcome the most unimaginable constraints. Your hard work, combined with today's digital technology, is helping fuel our economy and society in one of its greatest moments of need. So, big thank you. The Microsoft partner community has been at the center of how we bring technologies and business transformation to customers in markets around the world for decades. We share a goal with our partners to drive success and digital transformation for our customers. And the combination of the Microsoft technology along with our partners, reach and expertise and customer impact makes this community an incredibly unique technology ecosystem. We believe that partnerships are built on a foundation of trust, and we secure that trust by designing and delivering thoughtful, customer-first, partner-led initiatives and programs. And this is what sparked the birth of Cloud Champions 11, an initiative aimed at building a better connection between partners and Microsoft and fueling the business growth. It's been quite a journey, one which I'm absolutely not just proud of, but also thankful for the opportunities it provides us to work in very close synergy with the partner community. Beginning with the success of the inaugural event that saw the participation of over 230 partner organizations, as we progressed in the programs, we created the series of Pipeline Search Days, which saw tremendous participation and led to commendable growth by partners in building their sales pipeline. This also created the opportunity to engage, motivate, and reward our partner employees who participated with huge enthusiasm. The masterclass organized by Microsoft as a part of Cloud Champions 11 initiative was a step in training and enablement with the goal of supporting our partner growth. Our account teams in parallel are working with you to assist in deal closures and adding to the ecosystem of improved knowledge-based learning and partnership. The business coach sessions for our 11 champions received huge interest and stood out as our most exciting initiative in Cloud Champions 11. I'd like to mention that our bringing on board a globally acclaimed and recognized coach was motivated by our goal of adding long-term value to the business of our 11 champions. With the phenomenal success of Champions 11, we are excited to look forward to doing more in the new financial year that begins in July in a large, value-driven avatar. I look forward to your enthusiastic participation and opportunity to continue to engage with all of you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Harish and Venkat.
Cloud Champions 11 has been an amazing journey, and the relationship that we share with our partners has only got stronger.
As we announce our champions, I must mention that we saw a close, tough competition and at times a photo finish. You have all been strong contenders. I congratulate all participants and their teams.
We now announce our first category, which is for the new Microsoft partners. This category recognizes partners who are new to Microsoft CSP in the program duration. We have two winners in the category. Claritas Consulting from Noida, represented by their Vice President, Sujay Kanjila.
We at Claritas Consulting have been in industry for last 12 years and have recently joined Microsoft CSP partnership. My name is Sujay Kanjila and I am Director Sales. Well, I feel great to be recognized being so young in Microsoft platform. We definitely like to thank Microsoft for recognizing our hard work. As a new entrant, it also motivates us to go for a huge goals that we had to set out for. The most amazing thing about the program has been our access to subject matter experts. As a new partner was a difficult at times to address and challenging requirements by clients. The ease at the SME helped us overcome was definitely a winner for us.
Congratulations, Team Claritas. Our next winner in this category is InfoCloud IT Services Private Limited from Mumbai, represented by the director Ubaid Khan.
I'm Ubaid Khan, Director at InfoCloud IT Services. First thing, it's a very proud moment for us. We are overjoyed to be recognized in such a wonderful way. The best part is being recognized at the grand stage.
Hello everyone, I am Priya. I work as a sales manager with InfoCloud IT Services OPC Private Limited. The whole program was very helpful. Our account managers from Microsoft were very supportive. Thank you once again for all the support and making us a part of this program.
Thank you, Ubaid and Sujay. A big congratulations again to you and your entire team.
With this, we come to our next category, which is the less than $10K of revenue with a YOY growth threshold of 50% to qualify.
As aggressive as the YOY growth threshold was, we saw close competition in the category.
Presenting our first winner in the category, Ecop System Private Limited from Pune, represented by their CEO, Vijender Yadav.
Hi, this is Vijender Yadav. I am the CEO at Ecops. It feels very exciting to win the Cloud Champion Award. The program has got many benefits, and the one that I really like the most is the fact that a new partner like us can come and become a champion. Right? And it's not just that new partners are getting support. Both the old and new partners get the benefit of the program, and you get tons of social media support and coaching from Microsoft, and that is very helpful to grow the business.
Thank you, Vijender. Presenting our next winner now in the category, which is Dynatech Systems Private Limited from Ahmedabad, represented by the director Hardik Patel. Presenting the final winner in this category, which is Aztec Infotech Private Limited from Mumbai, represented by their managing director Soren Shah.
Hi, my name is Soren Shah. I'm the MD for Aztec Infotech India Private Limited. We've been in the business of system integration for the last 33 years. In these times of pandemic, doing the best of from what we have and anticipating what best we can do with the teams and satisfy our customer needs. So this program really helped my team to build a good, strong pipeline and help accelerate our cloud business.
Thanks, Soren. With this, we come to the next category of Cloud Champion winners.
The category of $10,000 to less than $50,000 had a YOY growth threshold of 45% to qualify.
Presenting the first winner in the category, which is 123 Coimbatore from Coimbatore, represented by the CEO Selva Kumar. Our next winner in this category is the Mavericks Technologies Private Limited from Mumbai, represented by their founder and CEO Sameer Deshpande.
Hi, my name is Sameer Deshpande. I am the founder, CEO of Mavericks Technologies Private Limited. Mavericks Technologies was founded with a focus on helping businesses transform ideas into reality with the help of technology.
Cloud Champion program gave us direction and acceleration to grow business in tough years. Some of our Azure and modern workplace opportunities were a direct outcome of this program. We want to thank Microsoft team for their guidance, support and motivation during this journey.
Thanks, Sameer. With that, our final winner in this category, which is Joanna Technologies Private Limited from New Delhi, represented by their director and co-founder, Swati Ganguly.
Hello all, I'm Swati Ganguly, co-founder and director of Joanna Technologies Private Limited. We are a company from 2013 working in the EdTech space. The program brought to the forefront a very passionate and professional connect between the partners and Microsoft. It showcased a very profitable business opportunity and the need to fulfill the existing technology gap in the society.
Thanks, Vati. With this, we come to the final category of Cloud Champions.
Our top and most aggressive category, greater than $50,000, had a YOY growth threshold of 42% to qualify, presenting our winners.
Presenting our first winner in the category, which is ST Squared India Service Private Limited from Gurgaon, represented by the Regional Sales Manager, Vishwajeet Sharma.
Hi everyone, I hope you and your family are keeping safe and well. I am Vishwajeet Sharma from Builder.ai and we are Tier 1 Direct Gold partners with Microsoft. As a Regional Sales Manager for India, I am responsible for strategic business development of Azure and Microsoft modern workplace solutions. And we are absolutely elated and deeply proud that we are one of the winning teams of Cloud Champions 11. Big thanks to Microsoft for taking this initiative, which breathes fresh life into their partner ecosystem. It helps establish a brand reputation, especially amongst the newer partners. So thank you so much again, Microsoft. Thanks again.
Thank you, Vishwajeet. Our next winner in the category is Value Point Systems Private Limited from Bangalore, represented by their Vice President, Pawan Bharadwaj.
Hello, this is Pawan Bharadwaj, Vice President Cloud Transformation from Value Point Systems. Adopting to the new approaches like this as a program was one of the key learning. Also, it helped us realize that there are no dearth of opportunities in the market, even in these tough times. This program not only made an individual compete between each other, but made everybody come together as a team and become sensitive to make the whole organization win. So we constantly monitored the online leaderboard, which motivated us to achieve our growth targets.
Thank you, Pawan. Our final winner in the category is Cloud Strats Technologies Private Limited from Mumbai, represented by their Vice President, Rajesh Kumar.
Hello, my name is Brajesh and I represented our company Cloud Strats in the Cloud Champion 11. I'm pleased to be one of the winners for the program. It was a great exposure for me to know better about the client mindset, the drive we have to have in our SMB sector, especially to hear more about the cloud adoption programs and the current engagements at Microsoft. I really look forward to similar initiatives and to drive cloud adoption for our clients. Thank you.
Thank you, Rajesh. A big congratulations to all our 11 winning teams. You are all champions. We hope that you make the best of your benefits. Coming up, we have Ankur Wadiku, celebrated author and speaker live.
Before that, speaking of benefits, we have here with us our international business coach, Mitali Chopra from Action Coach, who is looking forward to work with our 11 champions to enable businesses run more efficiently and grow profitably. Mitali was UK Coach of the Year for Best Client Results 2020.
Hi everyone, good to be back again. Many congratulations to the winners. I met some of you last week, but fantastic to hear all those stories right now. I also want to congratulate all the partners who took part, because in my experience, when you participate in such programs, the baseline definitely improves. So you're better off, and that is worthy of celebration as well. So well done and congratulations. The team wanted me to come today and just share some of the learnings, insights on what's happening on the ground here, so that you can also. As growth, I would say what you need to do is this. And if you're wondering that, Mitali, we have been working from home for the last 15 months, that wouldn't help us grow. Then of course, as coaches and consultants, we have this funny habit of putting an acronym or a framework to everything. So of course, this is not work from home. These are three things I would say you need to prioritize. Number one, well-being. And again, this is not a Gyan session. I'm not a thought leader. I'm a very, very focused execution person. But this is something I've seen clear results with. All my clients who are taking care of them, physical, mental, and spiritual well-being, and just taking care of them and their team members are directly getting better business results. Is it causation or correlation? But there's definitely some relation with it. So please take care of yourself. We're all going through, a stressful time, and just handle that. Find your own coping strategies, but make sure that you're in a good state of place to get your business to the next level. The second thing I would say, and again, these are not things which have to be done only on crisis. This should be, but they're more pronounced when we are in a situation like this. So focus on what matters, really, really, because there's this book called Inner Game, and the equation it says is performance is equal to potential minus the interference or the distraction. So you will not be able to get the performance up to the potential that you have if you do not minimize the distractions, and that can be of any nature. So very important, and the mathematical person in me feels it's not even linear. I think it's divided by interference. So as you bring it down, there's an exponential increase in your performance. Talking about focus, I think the best thing which brings in focus is structure and numbers. And that's why, if all of you remember, or if you're there on the inaugural session, I shared the simple business growth formula, which you can use, apply in your businesses, and get the growth by staying focused and looking at the business at this lens. And what I was really happy when I was talking to some of the champions last week is that they said, Mitali, we were using this and this really helped. So one of the clear sign of a champion is they learn and they go back and apply it. And that's the execution or doing part of it. We also saw that 10% can give you 46% growth with a compounding effect, but 15% can actually give you 75% growth in 4 areas, 15% improvements. And when the baselines are low, this is possible to achieve. 20% can actually double your business wherever it is there mathematically. Now, the first section is all about new customer acquisition. The second section is about growing existing customers. And that's how you should look at your business, by saying, okay, what can we do? Coming back to sharing the learnings so far, what is working in current phase of, so in UK, we are almost at the cusp of third wave. In the first wave, and in fact, same time last quarter, the IT and the technology businesses that I'm working with had the busiest quarter. Because we know it just landed, people were not ready, everyone wanted to work from home. They had the busiest and the biggest quarter, I would say. Then things started stabilizing, and now people are kind of shying away from making very strategic decisions on technology, but still there is movement, right? So as the phases are changing, the tactics have to change. I always say it's the game of business doesn't change, just like a game of cricket doesn't change. The rules are the same, but as a good captain, you need to understand that looking at the condition of a pitch, if it's a soft and an unrolled one, you get the spinner in, and the spinner would know what kind of a batsman and what kind of drift and spin speed they have to use. So it is not the game that is changing. You have to use slightly different techniques to win in the current environment. So here are some simple learnings, my suggestions basis what we are doing with our other clients. One, try to focus, because it is difficult. Let's face it, it is difficult to get a new meeting with a new customer or a prospect. Virtual meetings, there will be a fatigue which is setting in. Focus. It is time to be that ideal IT partner who's a trusted advisor to the customer. So grow your existing customer. Right? Go deeper with them. There's a simple framework which is customer and product matrix. So you can have all your customers on your rows, have all the product and services in the columns, and start mapping what is already sold to them. If you see, every time we do that exercise, we come back with the opportunities. If you see everything is green and you've sold everything you could, then please add more services, add more solutions, and you actually create a new set of services to go with to help your customers. The other thing is, right now they need real support from every angle, every place. So be that virtual CTO that they can rely on. Understand their business challenges and if you can't solve problems and they're on a growth trajectory, share the possibilities which are there. One of my clients did that. He went to his top 10 clients and he said, I want to be helping you in the business because I think you would need somebody to help you make technology decisions. And you know what? It was just a matter of asking. Most of them welcomed that. So says, okay. And then he did the right things. In some of the cases, in fact, one of the training company he was supporting, he says, you don't need so much. We can save some cost. We can consolidate. Let's do that. And it saved them money at that point in time. And guess what? Here's a trusted person. Now, after 6 months, when they're again growing, all the volume of work is coming back to them. So be that person who they really need. And another, it's a small thing. Like I said, it's just techniques. Expand into the supply chain of your customer. It's a very missed area of opportunity which you can capitalize on if you're actually in their business and thinking about their business. Again, one of the clients, they found that 3 of the suppliers who were subcontractors were lookalikes of their target audience. So out of 3, in fact, 1 they're right now talking to, and there might be a potential to generate more business. So that's also one of the area, and across the customers, if you do that, it can be helpful. So focus on first this, and of course, you have to keep the new customer acquisition engine on. It's very important. It's a lifeline of any growing business. Your salespeople should be making new sales just to keep them warmed up in the market. So to help them keep the marketing engine on, this is again a very common pitfall. The moment cash issues or survival mode, yes, it's important to bring down cost, and we do that, but do not switch off the marketing engine. You can dial up and down, so down is fine, but do not switch it off because it's very difficult to then again restart all the things. Some of the telecalling or walking in might not work at this time, but one of the things which has really worked well, and I wanted to share, like they want help in business, it is time to contribute back to the community. Be that local business who's there to support other local businesses and be hyper focused on it. One of my clients, what he did was, there was this local school who needed a refresh of tablets and laptops for children. He had suppliers they could refurbish it. So he was planning to get all of them to the school. But then instead of just doing it as a CSR activity, he involved the local businesses in it. So he went out to the local businesses because they were in the shared office environment, and there were many other local businesses in the area. They said, we are doing this for the students. If you have anything to donate, you can donate it. If not, is it okay if we use your logo? And we don't want to do it just as us. We want to do it as a community to that school so that we can say that local businesses are helping local community. And guess what? It just resonated with people. Right time, right kind of conversations. Not even a mention of when can you buy from us, but a great way to open up a lot of conversations. And that has again started working with a lot of new opportunities and also conversation. It will take some time, but suddenly they have new set of people who they can talk to and who they know about, right? And it will be difficult. Things are, what I'm seeing is that it is taking time for lead to materialize. So do not just drop it if something is not happening. So no is not just a no. It's not ready yet kind of a situation. Nurture it. Like really, every lead should be nurtured. If they said no, share various, industry practices, tell them stories about what others are doing. So just keep nurturing and engaging with them and differentiate. Even that contributing to the community thing, what he did was he created a PR around it so that more people knew about it, did social media campaigns around it, again, more people knew about it, and it just gave them a nice place and positioned them correctly with their set of prospects and the customer base. H in the WFH was hone your skills. Again, very important all the time. What got you here won't get you there. It's a favorite quote from my guru, Marshall Goldsmith, and very, very important in current times. Just learn because there will be a different way of handling it. Learn from Ankur Warikoo, attend his sessions, take his courses, attend all the Microsoft events. There's so many SMEs experts, the subject matter experts available. Hire a coach. Do anything, read a book, like whatever it takes, but learn. And more importantly, apply it, because only The hardwiring happens of any learning when you apply it. And I just shared that example. The champion seems to apply it, and that differentiates them. Only when you apply is when you will learn and kind of, get that understanding, which then you have to refine and repeat. Yeah. So that's WFH for you. Remember well-being, take care of yourself, focus on things that really matter, be more number specific so that you can bring clarity to the situation, and then of course hone your skills. I would definitely practice what I preach. So I will be working with the champion, so I'm really looking forward to it. But any one of you who needs help next quarter, we can have this 10 sessions I'm gifting. If you really are growth minded and you want to bring your challenge and situations, I'd be happy. Just write to me at mitalichopra@actioncoach.com and my team will set up time with you and we can brainstorm on your current situation and create a very actionable, practical plan. I might not be able to answer all the questions, but I would definitely be able to help you in some way which can help your business move forward. So thank you very much. Time for action. That's what counts. And I'll see you soon, champions. And take care, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mitali, for really recapping the growth formula that you shared in the inaugural event, the work from the WFH structure, and for offering those 10 discovery workshops. I'm sure there'll be high demand on that. And I think our champions are really looking forward to the coaching sessions. Up next are someone we have been all looking forward to hear. Please welcome Ankur Waripu, an entrepreneur, teacher, public speaker, a celebrated author. Without much ado, over to you, Ankur, to take the stage again.
Thank you so much. Thanks a lot for having me. I want to make sure that we are live. Okay, awesome. Firstly, congratulations to all the winners, the Cloud Champions. I'm so thrilled for you, and a warm welcome to everyone who's listening in. It's been a crazy 1.5 years, and we have signed up for a lot that we weren't ready for, but kudos to all of you for having navigated through this journey, being very agile, being very nimble, and gotten to this point. I wanted to today, after Mitali's wonderful, very clear, prescriptive, and extremely helpful diagnosis of how you can think about your business in this new world, speak about one thing that, in my opinion, trumps everything, whatever is it that you're facing. And that is this keyword called growth. As a business operator, as a business owner, as someone who runs a setup, I'm sure you will agree with me that if there is one thing that seems to solve almost everything that you go through every day, it is growth. If you're growing, then somehow it is the solution to most of the problems, or even if the problems seem to be occurring, they are good problems to have. And what I wanted to speak about is this nuance of growth that very often we tend to miss, but is extremely important. So let me start with a very weird example, but I'm sure you will all relate to this. Let's assume that it's the 1st of January, it's a new year, and you've made this resolution to yourself, like we do every year, that we want to get fit, we want to lose weight. And we start going to this gym. But this gym is a really odd gym. It's a very peculiar gym. Why? Because this gym does not have any mirrors. And usually you see gyms with a lot of mirrors, like the mirrors on the wall. You can see yourself, you can flex, you can see your flap getting loosened up and so on. But here is this gym that is all walls. There is no mirror on the wall, any wall. There is no weighing machine. So you can't even check what your weight is, not even coming in, not even going out, never. There are no measuring tapes, so you can't measure what your waist is, you can't measure what your biceps are, your chest is, anything like that. And the most peculiar part, when you're working out, there's no one else in the gym. It's only you. It's only you, your mind, maybe some music, all the equipment's around you, and that's it. No mirrors, no weighing machines, no measuring scales, and no other person. Now, if I were to tell you that you have to go to this gym for the next several months to get fit, I guarantee and bet that within the first 2 weeks, you will give up. You'll be like, you know what, Ankur? I don't want to go to this gym. It's the worst feeling ever. I don't know how I'm doing. I have no sense of progress. I have no visibility over what's really happening. There's no one telling me, hey, you're looking good. You're looking thin. You're looking fit. There is no way for me to measure. There's no way to look at my own body. There's no way to weigh my own weight. There's nothing that I can use to measure myself. It's a disaster. I hate going to that gym. And you know what? That will be very understandable. It will be very, very understandable if you start going to his gym where there is no feedback, there is no sense of progress, there is nothing that you can see, do, or feel about what is it that you're doing. And here's the best part. You're in a gym which has the best equipments ever. You're in a gym where you have every infrastructure. And it's quite likely that at the end of these 2 weeks, you were making progress. You were losing weight. You were getting fit. But guess what? Because you didn't feel it, you didn't hear it, you didn't see it, it didn't matter anymore. And this, my friends, is the biggest thing about growth. We tend to have a very finite, a very parochial, a very small definition of growth when we are business owners. We think of growth as revenue growth. We think of growth as profit growth. We think of growth as customer growth. And all of those are absolutely well-established metrics for growth. But if that's the only thing we rely on, then in moments of difficulty, in moments of challenge, moments of uncertainty, we may struggle to experience or find that growth. And at that point of time, if we do not have a sense of what is it that is making us progress, that is making us go into a way that was just the right thing to do, we would lose all interest. We would lose all motivation. So the first thing that you need to know about growth is that you need to have a mechanism built into your business where you know what is it that you're measuring that you can call growth beyond the financial metrics that you of course already track. It could be the input that you're putting into your product, and that is what you call growth. It could be the amount of employees and the satisfaction that they experience that you could call growth. It could be the number of occasions that people rise up, take ownership, and volunteer to do something that you perhaps may not be paying them enough for, or you just wanted their help on, and you feel proud as a business owner, and that's what you call growth. It could be the fact that people have a work-life balance, have a great sense of affinity towards the work that you do that you call growth. It could be the fact that you're signing up new clients and working on making them bigger accounts, even if they're not giving as much of revenue as yet, that you call growth. Whatever the metrics, whatever the definitions. But if you don't have a sense of growth, progress built into your mechanism, your strategy, your business operating philosophy, you will always rely on this external metric of growth that may or may not be in your control. And if there's one thing that the last 1.5 years has taught us, is that you could plan for everything in your life, you could do everything that you want to, and yet, bam, something will happen, something will come up, which will not be planned, which will not be expected, which will not be by design, and will throw you off guard. And when that happens, it's not the business with the best plan that wins. When that happens, it's not the business with the best financial plan that wins. When that happens, it's not the business which is the most funded that wins. When uncertainty strikes, the business that is still lasting and standing is the business that has the agility to move and to maneuver around what is needed. It is the business that has the ability to quickly change paths, reshape how they're thinking about their business, and show up the next day. And that will always be driven by this hunger for growth. Growth not necessarily just pegged to financial metrics, but growth that is defined in a much broader sense that works for you. Now, when you think like that as a business owner, I would encourage you to now take the next level and think of yourself as a business leader and imagine growth, redefine growth, reimagine growth. And how would that be? If you were to tell your employees, hey, you know what? We're growing, or I want you to grow. And the way that I define definition of growth, or the way you define definition of growth is, oh, I'm growing every year. I get an increment every year. I get a promotion every now and then. I get more responsibility. And all of that is great. But again, it's quite likely that you are in a setup, in an environment, in a context, in a situation where none of that is happening. There are enough and more businesses that did not have the wherewithal to support the employee base that they had with financial growth metrics. But if that was the only metric you relied on, and if that was the only metric that the employee had in their mindset as the qualification and the definition of growth, everyone would suffer. Everyone would struggle. Everyone would find it hard to reconcile, hey, I am not growing. And if I'm not growing, what am I doing here? The biggest thing as a business leader that you ought to also do when you go back into your business tomorrow is to reimagine what growth may be for all your employees. Extend the definition of growth, not just to financial metrics, but to beyond, to things that may be harder to quantify, but they know that they feel it, they experience it. It could be feedback, and that's such a powerful enabler for growth. The fact that I sit with you one-on-one, maybe every month, maybe every 2 weeks, maybe every quarter, whenever that is, definitely, I hope not just once a year, because that's just not cool, but at least once a month, and ideally at least once a quarter, and ideally once a month. But when you sit and you tell that individual, hey, Ankur, you know what? I really like the fact that when we sat down last month, here is where you were struggling. Here is where you were trying to make this work. And I gave you some advice. I gave you some suggestion. We set you up with some help. And I see that difference. I actually see you as a far better individual contributor or a team manager than what you were last month. It's just a month, but it's amazing how much that has changed and is now helping not just the organization, but also helping you. I'm really proud of you. You should know that. I'm really proud of you. I wish everyone saw their own personal growth as keenly, as intently as you do. Imagine that conversation with your employee. Imagine that conversation with someone senior in your team. It will change the equation. Suddenly money wouldn't matter. Suddenly the amount of bonuses that you're giving or the lack of it will also not matter. Suddenly their title will not matter. What matters is you have shown them that you're growing. You have shown them that they are actually progressing. And that is materially important to everyone in the organization. The second is giving them a high sense of agency, a high sense of control. What's high agency? Think about it this way. There will be functions in your organization which are very clinical, very prescriptive, have to follow a certain rule book, have to follow a certain process and get it done with. Like I remember at Nearby, which was the startup that I was running, one of the functions like this was customer service, where you know what, customer service has to have some rules. There are some checks and balances, some do's and don'ts, and we just follow that. But what I also realized is that the less control people have over their job and how to do it, the higher will be the attrition, or the higher are the chances that they don't feel or experience growth. It's not a surprise that most attrition happens in functions or departments which are very process oriented, which are very volume based. And very less of attrition happens in departments which are very creative, which are very, let's say, engineering like product development like, strategy like, because there is thought, there is judgment, there is intellect, there is skill, there is capability that going in there. And one can see a bigger difference if I put in more intent, more capability, more skill, which I may not as, say, a customer service representative, where I am just on the call. And even if I do this call phenomenally better, I still have to do it within some rules and regulations that do not allow me to be a different person than what it is. So when you have more and more of your organization controlled with low agency, they don't have the ability to decide how to do their role. While you have defined what to do, as a business leader, you are on a daily basis defining the strategy, the roadmap, the direction that the company should take, but you are only telling them what needs to be done. If you're also telling them how it needs to be done, you are snatching away the feeling of growth from them. Your job as a leader is to train your team on what needs to be done and convince them that that is what should be done. But once that is decided, ideally, you should be letting the team decide how to do it. Yes, they will make mistakes. Yes, they will do things that you may do differently. But if you don't trust them, if you don't allow them to make mistakes, if you don't allow them to learn from those mistakes, if you don't coach them, mentor them in that journey of making mistakes and figuring out what works and what doesn't, you will be the bottleneck. The definition, my friends, between small businesses and big businesses is not the number of people. It is how much of the control rests with just few set of individuals. A small business, even if a really large one, a business, even if a really large one, is just managed by a small set of individuals, in my definition, that's still a small business. It's never going to grow, it's never going to flourish. It will always be choked by the leader and by their ability to control and jurisdict what needs to be done and how it needs to be done. But even a small business where people have autonomy, where they have the freedom to do things the way that they think should be done, and they get enough feedback on how they're doing, is already a business which is big enough in their mindset. It's now just a matter of time before they get big. So having a center where you are only deciding what needs to be done, but then having the decentralization of how it needs to be done is the second way that you ensure the growth mindset in your setups, in your teams. And then the final one is, if you do give feedback, what is the mechanism to receive feedback? How empowered does your team feel in sharing what they think they should be sharing, in sharing what they believe you need to know? Because if there is this fear, there is this hesitation of, oh my God, if I say the truth, what if I get fired because no one likes it? If I say the truth, what if it hurts my promotion? It hurts my increment cycle, it hurts something. What if I say it and it's not liked by the boss, by the founder, by the CEO, and I will be in trouble? And the more and more people have this fear, this hesitation, the less you will actually hear what you should be hearing. The truth is, irrespective of how small or medium-sized your business is, you are far away from the ground. You may want to believe that you are really close to the ground and you know everything, but the truth is you are far away from the ground, because there are daily realities that you're not privy to, that you will never get to know of, and until and unless you don't rely on your team to share that information with you, with no fear, with no hesitation, with a full sense of empowerment, you will always struggle to build the high growth engine that you should be building. When you combine these things that I said, number one, the definition of growth for your business that goes beyond financial metrics. What is it as a founder that you rely on to define that, yes, we are growing, we are making progress, and yes, the numbers may not tell us that, but that's just a matter of time. I'm a believer in the input variables, and I know that that will yield the right output. That is the first step. And then when you create an organization which also thinks and bleeds and believes in growth, by giving them feedback as regularly as you can, telling them on where they are slipping and telling them how they need to be better and how they're actually doing better than what they were. 2, giving them a sense of control over how to do things while you define what needs to be done. And 3, giving them that sense of empowerment that you can share whatever we need to know as an organization, I need to know as a leader, as a founder. You have set up, my friend, the perfect growth engine. Because now you will measure growth in a phenomenally different and in such a more inclusive manner than most businesses ever do. While they're struggling to grow revenues, grow profit, you're someone who knows that you are building it for the long term. You're building it because you know that every action in this organization on a daily basis is taking them a step forward to the eventual goal. I remember this one fascinating example of it, which was an Amazon shareholders call. And Amazon is famous for being a long-term thinker, but this was perhaps a manifestation of it that is very stark, very hard-hitting. So there was Jeff Bezos and there was a CFO of Amazon and all those usual suspects. And there was a reporter or maybe a financial analyst, someone. And they were like, okay, great, good quarter and whatnot. What's your guidance on the next quarter? Where do you think it will land? Like, do you have a sense of where it will be? And Jeff Bezos smirked. I'm sure within himself he was laughing, chuckling. And he was like, I actually know what's going to happen to the Amazon quarter 8 quarters from now. Like sitting today, you're asking me about the next quarter, but the truth is that the next quarter was already decided almost 2 years back. Because all that we do is focus on input variables. And I don't know how many of you have worked with Amazon, especially Amazon headquarters or Amazon US. It is shocking how that organization, when they think about their business, are always thinking in input variables. They're thinking about what goes in to deliver what comes out. And when you also think of how Microsoft has made this crazy transformation from what we used to think was, oh, this is the MS Office company, to now, Microsoft is a technology company. I don't even know all the things that it does. It's a cloud company, but it's also an OS company. It's also a B2B company. It is also a server company. It is also XYZ. It's become so many things than the one identity that it used to hold in the past. And the big reason for that is the organization doesn't think of just market capitalization as the metric for growth, revenue as a metric for growth, profitability as a metric of growth, because if that was the case, it wouldn't even take the bet of moving towards a cloud company with the aggression that it did and the finesse at which it did, because for the longest time, it would not even yield results. But the fact that you're intently focused on what the input variables are makes it all worthy from a growth perspective. So my biggest advice to you, as much as this time is uncertain, as much as we all collectively do not know where we're headed, what's going to change, we are all hopeful and optimistic that it will be far better than what we've experienced in the last 1.5 years. But it is immensely critical that you learn the biggest lesson that COVID has taught us, that the last 1.5 years of uncertainty has taught us. And that is, in these uncertain times, the biggest thing that we need to be intently focused on is growth. Growth trumps everything. Growth solves all problems. Growth is the only way that you justify your existence as an organization. And if you only have a very limited parochial definition of growth, you will struggle during tough times. But if you have a more inclusive definition of growth, you will be setting yourself up for a machinery that will last not just a decade, but multiple decades beyond that. As owners of businesses that are young, that are small, that are yearning to go big, that are getting into that recognition that you all experience today and far and beyond, this will be my only humble admission to all of you. Do not fall into the trap that most businesses do. Do not think of your growth just as financial metrics that you see once a quarter or metrics that you track every day. Think of growth as what goes into the business to get out what you see every day. Track your business on the input variables that you have. And that begins with you, extends to your employees, and then comes together as the growth machinery that will serve you well, not just for now, but for decades to come. I am super pumped again to be witness all of your success, all of your endeavors. Thank you so much for all that you're doing. It was a pleasure interacting with all of you. God bless you all. Stay safe, stay strong, and I cannot wait to see you growing and growing and growing. Thank you.
Thank you, Ankur, for that just powerful, overall story around growth. I think a couple of big messages of just how to think about growth in these uncertain times, be inclusive, think beyond business metrics, the input variables, the employees, the human aspect of growth. I think something for us to consider as we create the next edition of the program to really build on that. So super thank you and great to hear you, Ankur. With that, I would like to thank everyone on this call who took time to really join the Cloud Champions Night. A big shout out to every participant of the program who really came forward. And like Mithali said, the collectively community we grew together. So I'll request the team, backend team, to just play the video. Keep safe, stay focused on a very strong finish for FY22. I think we just redefined the concept of growth in uncertain times, and watch out for the release of these 11 winners in the next press release, and stay tuned. Thank you. Roll the video, please.